Over here we got a Sunbeam Alpine in beautiful condition. Over here is the second of the two steam lorries. What a fantastic piece of kit that is.
This one is driven by young John, I think.
Today on Car Traction we have come in the 1956 Standard 8 to the Malpas Yesteryear Rally of 2022. We'll be seeing all sorts from steam engines to classic trucks to classic cars, such as this Herald 1360, which is actually for sale. Got the lovely hard top on it, that looks really, really nice, very usable classic. There's also a 2CV over there, that's quite an early one. We followed a Triumph Spitfire, I believe it was a Mark IV, and an A40 Somerset. The details if you're interested in this Herald. A very, very lovely little car, but I think we thought it would be early, but there are actually a lot of people here. Our Standard 8's buried somewhere over there, but I think now let's go and have a look in the main show. In the show we have this wonderful little Reliant van with a steering wheel and a very primitive seat. Then we've got an ERF on the back of another ERF that's appeared in literally every one of my Midway truck meet videos. Gets absolutely everywhere, this truck and that truck. Usually that truck on its own, but nice to have the other one on the back. Series 3 Land Rover. Then we got this Thames 7CWT van, 58 this one is. I do like the 300E shape. Very, very cute ones. We also had the Escort, which I think was like a slightly lower. I think the Escort was the Estate. I think because the Escort had the windows in the side. I know when you think Escort you think sort of 70s saloon car, but no, the Estate 100E I believe was called the Escort. And then this is the van, so it's the Thames. Very bright and happy colours. We've got a very, very early Land Rover here. I won't explain why, because I literally do every time. Alright, I will. Grid across the light and and the all front. This is a later Series 1 with the grid not quite across the lights, but still the flat-sided doors. And this is a Series 3 with the little sort of ripple coming out the doors. Another Series 1 here. Another Series 3, another Series 1 that looks a bit happy. Series 3, another, that's a Series 2, this one, we haven't seen one of these yet. So you can see where the door, that's a bit more on the Series 2, the front, very, very similar to the Series 1. Then we've got another very, very early Series 1 with the grid across all of the lights and front. See this one around quite a lot, really, really elaborate lorry, well it's a bus actually, isn't it, or a coach, yeah. You can see how vertical the steering wheel is, sat right over the front wheels. This one, of course, is the half cab. I do like the look of the half cabs very, very much, especially this one. This one really is very, very nice. We've got the early Transit. We see this one around quite a lot. Morris Commercial, I believe that is. We've got a Thames 500E, Fordson Thames. A Ford product made in England, of course. Cost cutter, 4-cylinder petrol, there you go. 3.6 litre as well. Got a very cute Bedford, I do like those. Another Bedford, it's quite a bit later. Ford, that's the D series, and look at this Bedford. Now this is definitely a bit of me. I love patina on trucks, and usually you get it more on the American stuff, but this one looks very, very nice. Got all the lovely wood. They're racing seats, which are mismatched. Oh, you can see my reflection there as well. Interior is very colourful, but I do really love the patinated look of the outside. It really is very, very nice, that one. One of my favourites. And there's a Leyland Beaver, an Austin over there, and a couple of other things, including a Foden. That's a very early Austin Chummy over there, Model T van, that's quite rare. Bedford Ambulance, see that one around a lot. Some big American thing, International Lodestar, just reading off the side there. Got this very, very early Morris Commercial. A lot of the trucks of this era were made out of wood, the same as this one. The cabs are all very wooden and primitive, more like a cottage than a truck really. Or cabin actually you could say. It's definitely not up to the cottage standard, or quite exposed. Some of these didn't have windscreens, which I don't really get the idea of. I'm sure it's some sort of weird, is it pedal arrangement? Yeah, it's central throttle there, just like our 24 Dodge. Once again the lights just up there like on the Chummy. And then we've got this Albion over here, that's quite a bit of a rarity. Actually a very cute little Austin. Seen that one around quite a lot. So next to the Beaver is this FE Series Austin, a very, very nice patinated Foden. So very interesting looking scam. I presume that'll be 2-wheel steering at the front. Very, very advanced for the time, I'm sure. 2-wheel steering? Probably, isn't it? Yeah. Likely the same as this fantastic ERF. See this one around a lot. Got the side pipe at the front with the other ERF just hiding around there. I do really, really like this one. Got a bit modern, bit of a more modern truck there. Very square the front of that scam, isn't it? Then we got this Austin 7 chummy van. Like I said, the first of these had the lights sort of connected to, I don't know what that place is called, but there. It really is very, very nice. Next to that is the Ford Model T van. A lot of these would have been bought just as the front and then sort of had a custom body on the back for whatever it needed to do. It's all very upright at the back, isn't it? I do like the nice little porthole windows. Lovely wooden case, that's actually really nice. Chester, somewhat local. These had a really, really weird way of making the move, which I can't explain, but it's weird. I was chatting to an owner of one of these that I saw when I was coming back on my bus. Sometimes it went a different route, and I remember seeing this Model T pickup in someone's yard. So me and Dad, being nosy, we went in the MX-5 and had a look at it, and we just got chatting to the owner, and it's like a really complicated way of driving. But don't ask me to explain it, please. If somebody knows it, please explain in the comments, because it'd be useful to know, but I really have no idea. But I know that they are very, very complicated. This was the car that really started mass production, or a van in this case. Then we got the Bedford ambulance. That really is a very, very sweet, I was going to say van actually, but no, it's an ambulance. It's very, very nice, isn't it? Such a cute shape, these older Bedfords, I think. Over here we've got a few Land Rovers, a very nice Morris pickup with the period correct BMC service vehicle stickers on it. A couple more Land Rovers Dad's looking at. Got a very nice British Railways Foden. We'll probably see them go around the arena, so I won't go too far into those, and I've seen them a lot of times before. Got the cement Foden, seen that before. Got the Volvo with a couple of tractors on the back. I haven't seen the tractors, but I've seen the truck. Very lovely Bedford bus. Duple coachwork. What a graceful thing. It's a Leyland next to another Ford D series. And a very nice Morris J-type van. Beyond the Austin Mobile Library, the bookmobile, is this Morris. Don't really know that much about it, but I do notice that there's a very nice Hotchkiss on the back of it. That's a really, really rare truck, that. Yeah, Hotchkiss there. Very interesting looking front, isn't it? Almost looks like the front of the early Bond mini cars, doesn't it? We've got quite a few things over there. We'll have a look at those after. AC Marshall, the one with the huge windscreen, of course. Got the Allen crane all the way up there. See that one around a lot. Next to Thames Trader. It's quite a nice chunky truck. Another Ford D series. A very nice old Albion. 1936. Seeing a lot of the older trucks here, especially the really, really old ones like that Model T. Very regular Foden. We've got another AC. And a little milk float on the end there. Closer look at the milk float. Well, actually, there's not much milk. It's more like glass bottle float. Oh, I know there is some milk in those too, but not much, you could argue. Must be coming to the end of his shift. That is a really, really unique thing, isn't it? Seeing this one around at Western Park among other shows. Nice to see something that's different. Often compare the sound of these to modern electric cars, and something that you couldn't, that sounds far better than any modern electric car, is this GT6 Mark III. If you watch this channel, you'll know I love my 70s, 60s Triumphs, especially the GT6. Just such a gorgeous looking car. I'm happy now.
Thought you might.
Yeah, I do like the GT6s. Anyway, we must move on. This Scammell or Leyland or something similar to that description is very, very nice. Dad's just trying to work out what it is, but that is the sort of truck that I like. Proper cool looking huge truck. It just looks brilliant, that, doesn't it? I do like that. It's a Scammell with unusually small headlights. Once again, that's actually probably twin steering as well. I think that's confirmed a Leyland now. Took a bit of working out. That Scammell does look very good. Then we got the Scammell Scarab, the 3-wheel truck over here. Have a quick look on the interior. Very primitive in there, isn't it? Really quite a small practical truck. Ah, road noise. You can see the twin steering, so both wheels would go like that. What a unique looking truck that is. Over here we got another Scammell Scarab next to a Scammell tanker. Seen this one a couple of times before, but not everywhere. It's got quite an interesting story which I can't really remember. It was like the family who owned the company that it was being used in, sold it, and then they bought it back, something like that. Quite an interesting story. I'm sorry to the owner because I can't remember it now. Saw this one at the Midway. I think that's where I found out that story that I can't remember now, but it does look very good. I do like articulated and especially tanker trucks, and that sort of expands from not only real trucks but to dinky toys. I do like the big Foden dinky toys. Sadly there aren't any Scammells. Bedford, very, very nice. Seeing a lot of the nice patinated trucks along here, which is really my thing. Next to a Bedford, that's a bit shinier. Another Ford D-Series, seeing a lot of those. Lovely Bristol double-decker. I like the elements of brass around this one, around the lights there, like that. Even on the starting handle, that is one heck of a starting handle, that is. Very, very nice. Next to the huge Foden lorry recovery vehicle. See this one around quite a lot also. This Foden also fits the same description of many other trucks along this row. That is very, very nice, that. That really does look lovely as it is. We've got a very unique Dodge next to it. Seen this one around, Dodge 500. Very, very rare truck. This appeared at the Cheshire Run, so if old lorries are your thing, check out my Midway truck stop, lorry meets, and the Cheshire Run, because that's probably like the biggest lorry meet that I've been to, and that really is, you do get a lot there. And then we've got a huge Atkinson. This guy really is a handsome bus, isn't it? Do like that, a bit more unique than all the Bedfords. Next to the second Foden recovery truck in yellow as well. And we've got a very cool Dodge. Is this an ambulance first response there? That is very, very cool. Power wagon, it says on the side. 1968, this example. Next to the Monte Carlo. So that's the end of the trucks. Now, the cars. What first? MGTF. We've got the MGYB. This literally gets to every show that I get to. Very, very interesting car. This is the very first MGYB off the production line. Really, really lovely looking car. I'm sure lovely to drive. Everything about that is just so nice. You can see the little bonnet releases of the MG little logo there. It's just such a quality car, this. Only 1301 produced of these. Mark II Escort. Nice little Moggy Miner, very iconic. And now this, I do like these. Vauxhall Cresta. I mean, what an ornate, beautiful looking car that is. I just love these 50s Vauxhalls. Is it 50s or is it 60s? It might be. I just love all this sort of blinging chrome. It just looks so good on them, doesn't it? Really, really lovely looking car, that. Do really, really like that. Quite a late Mini. Oh, and another Vauxhall Cresta. I believe this is a slightly earlier one, maybe. Do a little comparison. I think it might be just that little bit earlier. But a few extra and more outlandish pieces of chrome. It's a very smart MGB GT with the Lucas P700 lamps that made their way onto lots of classics. You don't actually see, I know everybody jokes about seeing MGBs everywhere, but now you don't actually see that many chrome bumper GTs, strangely enough. They are still a very common classic, and I see why the practical car, you can have a Roadster or a GT, whatever your preference is, but now you don't see as many chrome bumpers. On reflection, this might be a later one. I still don't really know because they change these like pretty much every year, like a lot of the American cars did. Like every Bel Air probably looks different every year, and that's because this is the British take on American cars, really. We got the MG, then we got this BMW Isetta, very well known car in my videos. Austin Cooper. Got a Heinkel next to the split window camper, the iconic Moggy Minor 1000, Rover P6, this is the 2 litre, and we've got a Ford Popular Deluxe 1962, very practical car. And then what's this, is it a Triumph? It's a Triumph 2000 or something like that. It's the earlier 2000, of course. What is it? Triumph 2000 or something, isn't it? Or Renown, okay, Renown, yeah. I was mistaken, this was Renown. You can see the similarity to the, what's it called? Mayflower, that's it. You can see the similarity at the back to the Mayflower, all very squared off at the back. What a handsome looking car that is. Very nice Hillman Minx over here. Quite a late one, that. Original condition, another Moggy. Triumph 1500, not a Dolomite, this is one of the early ones, so it's just the 1500. Very nice Austin here, nice to see something pre-war. It's a really, really nice one, that I do like that one. Riley RME, see that one around a lot. Mark 1 Escort RS200. Oh, there's a standard Vanguard. Is this a Phase 1A? It is a Phase 1A because it's got the earliest of all the grills at the front. Pristine condition, that I do like the Beetleback ones. Nice to see another standard here, no standard 8s. And then we've got this MG Midget. Got an MGB Roadster here. Next to a Morgan. Got a Series 3 Jaguar XJ over here. That Morgan's just done 150,000 mile, I just overheard. Dad's talking to him because they apparently watch his videos, but not mine as far as I know. Gilburn GT, very, very nice. Do like these. This one's been through quite a bit of restoration. Triumph Herald 1360 on mini light style wheels. They're probably quite late mini lights, aren't they? The Austin A35 over here. And the Wolseley 1500 Mark III, I do like these. Very cute little usable car, this one, isn't it? Next to the Camaro SS. Over is a Wolseley 1660, another one of the big 60s Farina saloons. Very, very lovely looking car. There's a Daimler next to that. Now we've got what I haven't seen before, a Series 1 E-Type convertible with a removable hardtop. Now that looks beautiful, doesn't it? The E-Type is already a gorgeous car, but with that hardtop, that really sets it off. Almost makes it look like a lightweight E-Type in a way. That does look really, really good. That's probably the best E-Type I've ever seen. That's really, really lovely, that. And then beyond that, there's another Series 1. This isn't the 2+2, this is just the 2-seater with the lower roof line. What a lovely, lovely looking pair of cars those are. Gorgeous. Then we got this Jeep. This is post-war, but still quite early. Just about actually 46. I like the little indicators. That's quite an interesting little feature. It looks really good with the sort of faded blue and red, this one, doesn't it? I do like that. It's very, very nice. And we've got this Cortina The Rover P5B, the 3.5 litre Rover V8. Very, very nice car. I believe all these were automatic. Beyond that is an Austin Cambridge. Once again, another one of the big 60s Farina saloons. It's the A60. I do like the look of these big saloons. Very, very nice. I've seen this one before, an Essex. Also made in Detroit, which is where the Dodges were made, so this doesn't come far from where our 24 Dodge was made. Not sure what year this one is. Little Morris 1300 here, 1971. An Austin A35 with some black bumpers on there. Very bright colour, bright wheels as well. Then we got another chrome bumper MGB GT. I do like the painted wires on that. Really lovely usable condition, that one. Renault Gordini, see this one around a lot. A Mark II Cortina, seen this one around a lot. We also have seen a lot of this Sunbeam Talbot 10 Tourer from 1946. Pretty similar rival to the Triumph Tourer of the era. Very, very nice. I do like my Sunbeam Talbots. Looks very, very nice. Lovely car that. I say Wolseley 1500 over here, similar to the one we saw before.
Steel band from Stockport. I've just seen them going past the commentary point 10 minutes ago.
I do like the shape of those. Mustang.
Well worth seeing.
And now a standard little 9. You can see the little standard logo there. Haven't seen any standard 8s, but we've seen one Vanguard, which is over there somewhere, and now a very rare pre-war standard little 9. That's really rare. 1932. I really love the style of lamps on these. What a beautiful car that is. Standard Motors Coventry. That is absolutely lovely, that. I really do like that. I've seen a similar pre-war standard at the Audlam Festival of Transport. I haven't seen this one before. It's really nice to see this sort of early standards because you really don't see the pre-war ones. That's so rare. I really like that one. Rover 90. This is one of the earliest of the P4 shapes. The back was just a bit different on the very early ones. Not the earliest, because the earliest was the Cyclops with the one light in the middle. But this is probably the first of the ones with the two P700 Lucas headlamps either side. Seen that one at Capesthorne, I think. That is a really, really nice one. I do like the early ones. Next to, not a Dolomite again, but a Triumph 1500 and a very nice little Moggy Minor. Beyond the Minor 1000 is a Vauxhall Viva HA Deluxe. One of the more simple looking Vauxhall Vivas, just two little lights and a very simple front grille. Pretty much the definition of economy cars that would be seen on the road in the 60s and 70s. Once again, the nice period correct number plates, the Mills branding on that one. Got a Mark II Escort and a very early Morris Minor convertible. This is the MM with the cheese grater as its known grille. And of course it's the convertible making it even more rarer. So this will probably be about 1952. If you look closely you can see the semaphore indicators in the door, so they will just sort of pop out when commanded to. But that is a really, really rare car, a lot rarer than any other Moggy Minor. That really, really is lovely, that. Surprisingly rare, you wouldn't think. And beyond that is a very, very shiny Sunbeam Talbot 90. What a lovely colour that is. Gorgeous, gorgeous car. I do love the Sunbeams. Once again, the period correct number plates on there as well. What a lovely looking Tourer that is. Spats as well, covering the wheels at the back. Just makes it look so graceful. Next to a little Isetta. And quite an early MG. I do like the lamps on that one. Oh, here's a lovely Austin 6. This will be powered by a 6-cylinder engine, suggested by the 6 on the front. Definitely one of the larger Austins. This is the 18/6 York Saloon from 1935. This example a lot wider at the front, as you can see, to accommodate that lovely straight 6 engine. Also got quite a few old tax discs. There we go. That really is a lovely, lovely car, and it's rare you see the 6 as well. Morris Cowley bullnose. Nice National Benzol can on there. Very, very lovely, those two. Now this really is a rarity, an Austin Ant that was never really made. It was designed as a reproduction by BMC for the Mini Moke. You can see the similar utilitarian design. That's a real rarity. I've never seen one of those before. And I will confess I did have to read the information to know exactly what it is. But no information board needed for this Morris 8 Tourer. Very, very lovely pre-war car. Then we got a pairing of Ford Consul Capri, not the classic, the Capri being the pillarless 2-door saloon. That one looks a bit lowered on the Ross style wheels and the clip-on white walls. I presume they're clip-on, so you deflate the tyres, push those, and then you'd pump up the tyres, and then you'd have white walls on your Consul. And then this is the Consul Capri GT, the even higher spec one on tiny little painted wires.
No, I've got one of them and it goes.
Very, very graceful car, that, isn't it? That is a lovely, lovely car. Very, very rare as well. Got a little Austin 7 Ruby next to something large and American. MG Midget, not quite the latest of all the late. These were the last ones that used the MG running gears. The rubber bumper ones used the Triumph Spitfire engine and gearbox, I also believe. Anglia Super, not only an Anglia but a Super. 1963, that one. Fiat 500 Abarth, that's a replica, that one, still very nice. Once again, not a Dolomite but a Triumph 1500. Nice little Lucas lamps on the front as well. Now this is rare, a Morris 10-4 saloon. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. This would be like a step up really from the Morris 8 Series E, just post-war, sorry. You can see the solid wheels that were on the Morris 8 Series E. Just that little bit wider and plusher the 10 would have been. I saw one of these recently actually, or similar. It was a 10, but I've never seen a 10-4 quite like this one. Suicide doors opening like that as well. That is really, really rare. Not sure when I'll see one of those again. Very tasty MGA. Next, that is a Ford Model Y. That's a bit of a rarity. I like the Ford branded headlights on there. That really, really suits the car, that. Bit of a mad Ford over here. Next to all, this is definitely a bit of me. Triumph GT6 Mark III. Saw this at Cape Storm Classic Car Show. I do really, really like the GT6's wonderful sounding engine. Really, really nice styled body by Michelotti. What a gorgeous car that is. This one is actually one of the latest of all the late because it's got the little Triumph lip there. I like the painted registration on there as well. Always makes cars look that little bit racier. This one's also got some sort of upgraded seats and seat belts in it, so maybe it's been sort of quietly modified under the bonnet. On the end here is a Riley Kestrel. Really, really rare as well, this one. Over here we got a Sunbeam Alpine in beautiful condition. Really, really lovely car. I do like those. Oh, hello. Another standard, or standard Coventry, to be more accurate. So we've seen 3 standards here, but only one of them was post-war. That's a rare thing to say. What a nice red line can on the side as well. Got a little steam thing going around, but that is really, really rare. You can see even the sort of slide-up windows there, so that one's probably fixed, or it might slide up and down, but you can see those being demonstrated there. You can slide up and down. A very, very plush car for the era. Then we've got an E83W Thames, or Ford pretty much over here. Got the period correct lamps with the little like lip coming down. They're quite hard to find those now. Period correct registration, all looks very original. Haven't seen one with this window set up on the side either. Really, really nice to see that. I love the little lamp on the front there. Then we got this Mark IV Spitfire over here. You can see the whole front comes up. Really, really lovely cars. I do like the Spitfires. So this was the second to last of all the Spitfires, just before the 1500. I do really like my Spitfires. And we've got an A40 Somerset, which looks like it's been through quite a bit of restoration. See this one around quite a lot. Lanchester LD10 as the Spitfire starts up. These had a pre-selected gearbox, which was all a bit complicated. I remember this one at the Oldland Festival of Transport also. Really, really rare to see these. I think they've slipped under the net of a lot of pre-war cars. I always mention this, but very, very satisfying bonnet release with these cars. Very, very satisfying bonnet release. We used to have one. And yeah, bonnet release is a very, very nice mechanism. Austin Metropolitan, bit of a dinky toy of a car. One interesting fact about these is the door is actually interchangeable just as a part, so before you put on the trim and before you put on the handle, it's actually exactly the same door shape. As you can see, it's squared off as the other side. It's quite interesting. As you can see on this Viva, they sort of lean forward like that for both sides, so you couldn't put right on the left, obviously. But on this, if you took off all the trim and repainted it, you could swap the doors around, which is really quite an interesting little fact about these Metropolitans. Really wacky car. They were also sold in America as the Nash Metropolitan. Really rare. Got Fiesta, the aforementioned Viva. Quite a bit of a modified Triumph TR3 over here, loosely related to our standard. And a lovely, lovely Riley Tourer. I just realised I'd done something sacrilegious. I identified this as an A35, yet it is actually an A30 with the chrome grille on the front, smaller rear window. I was going on about the differences between the 30 and 35, only for today to misidentify this as a 35, I believe. Unless I look back at the footage and I find out that I did indeed say it was a 30. In that case, I'm being a bit stupid here, but yes, definitely an A30 now. That one is, with the extra little blue bumper, black bumper there, next to the MGB GT. A couple of people were laughing at me talking about the Austin. It's quite funny to see people's reactions when I'm talking about these cars. I actually forgot to say something about this Morris Minor MM, because it is actually, I remember this bit about a year ago, it has an Alta engine overhead valve conversion, which raises to like 38 brake horsepower or something, but that is really, really rare period tuning in there. It wouldn't make the car blindingly quick, but it would really, really help it, and it's just such a rare thing to see, these engines. Dad's done a separate video about it when we saw it at Whitchurch, I think. So if you want to hear more about this fantastic, really rare little car, then have a look at Old Classic Car. Alright, I've plugged one of your videos about this, so you need to plug one of mine. Do really like this Sunbeam Talbot 90. Nice little Sunbeam thing, chrome thing above the period correct registration. And then we've got the very nice MG. Just come back to have a look at this standard again, and what an interior it has. You can see the lovely handles to wind down the windows there. Just lovely, lovely car this is. All the offset dials, a lovely little clock over there. This car is gorgeous. What a plush interior that is. before the death really was just absolutely insane. It's incredible that we're even able to see that sort of thing anymore, but now I think we'll lower the tone a bit more than that. We won't go through them all, or probably not a lot of them, but there are hundreds and hundreds of classic tractors all the way down here. It really is. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. That's quite an early one. Something to be said for this Fordson Major and this Fordson next to it. It's even earlier than this one. But yeah, this is car traction, not tractor traction. So I will look at some of them, but I think I'll focus on the cars and trucks. But yes, there are a lot. Many tractors here today. Another very cute little Massey Harrier. This is my size of tractor, really, isn't it? That's lovely, that. Nice patina on the Fergie. A few huge John Deeres. Beyond the very unusually clean Fergie is that. It's like a hardtop that's been turfed onto a Fergie. I haven't seen that before. Strange thing. That is the definition of patina there. Lots of lovely looking tractors here today. Wow, look at this Fordson here. That's so early, that. I do like these early David Brown, just a really cute looking tractor. I think these are one of my favourite looking vintage tractors. These are very nice. Fordson Dexter, got a McCormick here, International, that's quite nice. Lots of Massey Fergusons and another McCormick International. Once again, one of the really cute old David Brown ones, which I like. There's another one over there beyond the Fergie. I also really like these Nuffields. Slightly later David Brown here. Next to, now what is this, a Lands Bulldog, just reading off the front there. I don't recognise this type. Next to another Nuffield and a McCormick International. Here is a very strange thing, a McCormick Farm, a nice sticker on there. But as you can see, it is offset, which is quite an interesting little quirk of this tractor. Lovely Austin 6 is on its way into the arena. The classic cars will be coming in the arena now. It's a lovely car, that. Midget. And then the lovely Morris 8 Tourer. That's a really nice car, that. Pairing a very nice Consul Caprice. First one being the GT.
Yes, Oscar Red Bull is in for Morris, a little Oscar 830, I think it is, or 835.
Mosley 1660.
Absolute beauty, there really is.
World's first MGYB.
Thank you.
Mark II Escort. A Heinkel on the Isetta.
Sorry for the last of the cars, the arena. Again, if you get a chance, more have a lot of fun. And this little Ford 350 man, look at that, it's superb. Cracking job done doing the blue circle cement. A big fold, that's right. Oh, wait a minute. at that. Chinese 6 Leyland, very unusual. Chinese 6, Chinese 6 with 2 axes. This one is driven by young John, I think. This is the second name. Really is. Although there he is on the back. And sometimes went a bit quick round the right hand side. You should say, look, send the van out from the local station and put it back on its wheels and wait and carry on working. But they're amazing. In my days it was only John Summers. John Summers had a big piece of Leyland octopuses. So and so. Early this morning you noticed them going out with coal.
Among the fruitful military selection of vehicles here today is this KPA-3. Now that's probably pronounced that wrong, but this is a Ukrainian truck. I saw it at Smallwood recently, going over a hill and driving around. It really had a meaty sounding diesel engine, really nice. We mistook it for Russian originally, but no, it's actually Ukrainian. What's this, a Dodge? Is that? I don't know stuff about these that much. Then we've got the Ford Control Land Rover. Beyond the Land Rover, complete with dirty trailer, equally dirty to the car, is a Ford V8 truck. Now that's cool. Got a Morris commercial here, that's very nice. Among other military things, including a Green Goddess Bedford. This really early Rudge has to be one of my favourite bikes here today. 4-speed, one of the most advanced bikes at the time. You can see the little gear lever there. Really lovely among all the other bikes here today. This Bruff Superior really is the best of the best. What a lovely bike that is next to the Excelsior. That is lovely, that. What a gorgeous bike this is. This Rudge is another one of those bikes that are just absolutely gorgeous, like all these little details, a little R there, little motorcycle patents, you got the little Rudge there, Rudge Whitworth on there as well, everywhere, it's just scattered. Oh, look at the brake light, look at that, how brilliant is that? That's one of the best things I've seen today. It says stop on the back. That is gorgeous, that bike. It's probably my favourite here so far. I love that little brake light.
White on grid. It's announced. So I took a cross section of engine.
All the steam stuff is in the arena now. What a handsome machine this closest one is, as are all of the others. These must be such a palaver to live with, but I love seeing them.
Just a warning, ladies and gentlemen.
What fantastic pieces of machinery these are.
You'll burn yourself, so just be careful. Watch your children, please.
We got all the little ones here. Quite a chunky one, that one, isn't it? Don't really know much about these, but they are fantastic pieces of machinery. Oh, so there are actually two of these steam lorries here today. This is one of them. These are so cool, the trucks are.
Go and have a look at it, Rob.
Steam lorry. You can imagine when diesel power came along, must have been so much more easier than working with things like these. Like you probably have to get up 2 hours up before you actually want to go anywhere just to like heat up the boiler or whatever. I'm not an expert, but I do know they are a right palaver to live with. There's the other steam truck just through there. But yeah, it must have been such a relief for all these people who, because you have to remember these were used in period pretty much every day. But yeah, it must have been such a relief to just be able to get in something and just turn it on instantly instead of having to warm it all up and stop it from blowing up. Also in diesel sort of things, you don't have that sort of thing, which is like, it's a bit of a minefield if something goes wrong, I'm sure. But it is very impressive to watch the workings of these things. Over here is the second of the two steam lorries. What a fantastic piece of kit that is. That is really beautiful, that. I've seen this one before and it's a bit like upskirting it, but I just really like the little Sentinel logo under there. It's just so cool, that, isn't it? What a fantastic looking thing.
Look at me.
Yeah, it looks great with all the other traction engines and steamrollers.
Local make. Or a T3
What beautiful little pieces of kit these are. Everything, you can just tell, works so perfectly, and it's so satisfying just to watch them sort of whizzing away. It's just so perfect in its motion, isn't it? Really is very therapeutic just to watch. Sort of well-oiled machine, you could say.